Hey guys, welcome back to Cajun Horror Talk. I'm Jake.
And Ross.
Today we're talking about 2010's The Crazies. So grab a beer, grab a cup of coffee. Let's talk horror. All right, guys, The Crazies.
The Crazies.
Oh shoot,
It's crazy.
as I said, looking at 2010, runtime of 1 hour and 41 minutes.
Yeah.
Cast: we have Timothy Oliphant playing David.
Huge fan.
Rada Mitchell plays Judy. Joe Anderson plays Russell. Danielle Panabaker plays Becca, which I didn't realize. I forgot she was in this movie.
Yeah, dude.
Christy Lynn Smith is Deirdre Farnham. Brett Rickaby plays Bill Farnham.
This is why he reads the names.
Yeah. And Preston Bailey plays Nicholas. I'm not going no further than that.
Yeah, it's pretty much typical of all you really need.
Yeah.
I'm finding a trend in a lot of zombie things that we watch, zombie apocalypse movies. The trend of 4.
Yes.
It's like the ridiculous amount. That's probably a thing that I need to look into. But there's always seems to be like those 4 final survivor people.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times.
So budget-wise, we're looking at $20 million, and the gross was $54.8 million.
That's worldwide. I'm going to say, yeah, that was we'll call that a success.
Yep. So this story is about a small-town sheriff played by Timothy Oliphant. Yep. David. His wife Judy is the town's doctor.
Yeah, small town, very small town.
You find out a plane crash released some toxin that they were transporting to
biological weapon that they were supposedly bringing to an incinerator to get rid of, which I call bullshit. That's probably just a story that they tell.
Well, I think it really was because the way they reacted to it, they weren't planning on that coming out in Arkansas.
Oh no, I don't believe that it was an intentional infection.
Oh yeah, they were going to store it somewhere else.
I don't believe that it was actually going to incinerate this shit.
Yeah,
I don't believe that for a fucking.
But it ends up in the town's fucking drinking water,
of course,
and starts infecting people, and it turns them into basically zombies.
It turns them into my favorite type of zombies: zombies with weapons.
Yeah, like smart zombies.
You don't see smart
running zombies.
Yes,
which is freaking scary.
Fucking. It's amazing. Apparently,
because they're not trying to eat people; they're just trying to kill them.
They just want to hurt people and kill people.
Yeah.
Apparently, whatever biological weapon that they had would raise homicidal tendencies and make people unstable, and just to destabilize a population. A small population was supposed to destabilize it, and
which got to give it to them. It worked.
It fucking worked.
Yeah.
That I will call that a success. Which is why I don't believe they're going to incinerate that fucking shit.
Yeah.
Why would you incinerate something that you've been working on and perfected and it fucking works? Why would you destroy it? That's a biological weapon. You're not getting rid of that.
Maybe because they figured out it would spread.
Okay, but how does it spread? You got to figure it didn't really spread much after the fact of the water supply.
Yeah.
It was pretty much contained up until that point. Nobody became a zombie from being bitten or scratched or mauled in this fucking movie. It was all something that was in their system. The guy says it. It says 48 hours. Either you're dead or you don't have it.
Yeah. Which, you notice Russell took a really long time to turn.
Russell took an exceptionally long time to turn because everyone else was like, look, it's been 3 days. We don't fucking have it. And Russell is still cultivating that in his fucking system.
So it makes you wonder if David and Judy had it.
They may have.
And just didn't know it.
They hadn't started to fucking feel it yet.
Yeah.
You never know.
So, yeah, you start seeing people are acting crazy. They're at the baseball game.
The opening season baseball game, man. The whole town's there. It's a small community. I've lived in a very small community in Kentucky a long time ago. It's one of those places where I thought I lived in a small community until I lived in a small community.
Yeah.
That's one of those things where it's like literally everybody knows everybody. Everybody's related to this person. Everybody knows this person. Yep. New people are strange. It's
exactly.
Like, who the hell are you? Why are you at the store? We don't know you.
So
we don't like your kind around here.
So, midway through the baseball game, this guy walks onto the field with a shotgun.
Yeah, which I will applaud the sheriff's restraint in this first moments because I don't believe in a real life scenario that would have worked out like that.
Yeah, I got to give it to him. That some bitch has a fast draw.
Yeah, he does.
Because that dude picked that shotgun up and he never hesitated. Came over that gun and smoked him.
Immediately smoked him in front of the entire town.
Yeah, that makes it rough. And I feel for his widow too.
Yeah,
because like in her eyes is that because he thought he was drunk. Obviously, this was a recovering alcoholic.
Yeah, she said that he had been 2 years clean or something like that.
Yeah. So and that's what and it broke her heart. She's like, "Is that what you're telling people? You shot the town drunk?
Shot the town drunk."
You know. And God, you feel for her, and I don't blame her for hitting him.
No, I don't. I get.
It's a shitty thing. He was he's put in a bad situation. He was completely justified in what he did.
I think, but it's still a shitty situation.
Timothy Oliphant.
Nice.
He was completely justified in the situation. But at the same time, you got to know why she's gonna be angry at someone. She has to be angry at someone.
You have to vent that anger somewhere. You got to realize you live in a small town like that where you got to figure he's been knowing this guy for years and years and years.
Oh, not just that, she's got to see him every day.
She has, she can't get away from that. Everybody that she knows just watched her husband die.
Yeah.
Everybody that she knows just watched her husband die. You don't recover from that. That's something that you move out of that town. It's done with.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And.
That was the first case.
That was the first person going a little homicidal, walking onto a fucking baseball field with a shotgun.
His wife has a guy come in, family come in because the dad's not acting right. That night, you see, he kind of loses his shit, goes into the barn.
Yeah. And but by the way, the fucking the kid.
Yeah.
That is a fucking survivor kid.
Yeah, he is. He went and locked himself away.
Locked himself in the closet.
Got a knife.
And when the mom came back and was trying to find him and shit, he pulled the mom into a hiding place and was like, "Look, Dad's got a knife."
Yep.
And he was like just calm, cool, and collected.
But I was like, okay, man, maybe they can get away. And he lights the fucking house on fire.
Dude, he locked the door and lit the house on fire. And it's just...
As a parent, bro, that hurt.
I'm glad that this movie didn't, because a lot of movies would have done this, but I'm glad that this movie didn't show the aftermath.
Yeah,
where
I'm glad,
because dude, I'm sorry, that breaks my heart.
Kids get me. I have that Pet Sematary gets me every time. I cry.
It's not just that, they do this in all these movies, and I have a personal history of some things that happen in my fucking family. But when they show the aftermath of something like that, it's usually like they did in Interview with the Vampire.
Yes,
she's holding the kid, shielding the kid, and you just see them in each other's arms, and it's like that preservation of that final moment.
Yep,
fucking gets me every time.
Yep,
every fucking time.
From there, you realize this shit's starting to spread. And he starts figuring it out. He finds the plane where it's at in the water because these guys are duck hunting.
I'm sorry, but the dude that's driving the fucking sheriff and Russell
in the boat
when he's driving them, and the sheriff tells him to shut the fuck up. David's like, bro, just shut up. I'm tired of hearing it. He says, what, you gonna shoot me?
Here's the thing.
Fuck you, dude.
Here's the thing. That's a stupid thing to say when you're by yourself in a fucking boat with these two guys.
The sheriff and his right-hand man.
And his only deputy.
And the only deputy in this fucking town.
You really want to talk shit when you're in the middle of nowhere.
Dude, fuck that guy. But you know David's already going through the emotional turmoil of having to kill someone that he's known probably his whole fucking life.
You're in a spot not far from where he found a body that had been there for a while.
Yeah. We'll make you disappear, boy.
Yeah.
He says, were you going to shoot me? Fuck you. I wish you would have been like, yep.
There's a whole fucking plane here that nobody realized was there.
Yeah, how long you think you'll be missing?
Right? The only reason they found the other body was because it had a parachute hooked to it.
Yeah, they wouldn't have found that other body because they wouldn't have had any reason to go investigate that area. Yeah. They would have walked clean past it without even realizing. Well, David realizes they're on top of a fucking plane, and it's a big plane.
Starts tracking the towns, drinking water, and starts realizing that this is an infection.
He realizes that the first guy that the water would have reached
was the guy he shot.
Would have been the guy that on the baseball field with the shotgun. So he realized, okay, the disease or this whatever it is, this virus is trickling down the water system.
Tries to get his wife to leave, but while he's trying to get her to leave, the government intervenes.
Of course they do.
They come in, you start realizing they're hoarding, they're gathering people up, trying to find out who's infected, who's not. Yep. But naturally, poor thing, she's running a fever because she's pregnant.
She's pregnant, and then we start getting the remember that dark.
Here's the thing:
that dark message that we got from the Simpsons movie. You remember that? Yeah, quarantine and kill. That's where this movie immediately goes. Right after this.
Here's the thing, though, right? She's running a fever.
Yeah.
It may be because she's pregnant.
It may not be.
It may not be.
You don't fucking know. You really don't know.
Even to the end.
They brush it off. Like, this is a bad time to have the flu, guys.
That would be a bad time to have the corona outbreak at the same time this is going.
No shit. Are they infected? I don't know.
They may have the corona.
It's not that. It's a new disease. We don't know about it yet. Hang on. We're going to do some tests. And the government intervenes, and they start rounding up everybody.
Yeah, putting them in the high school.
Bringing them to the high school.
The infected.
They start bringing the infected to the...
evidently, Billy Bob got infected and runs his 4-wheel drive through the fucking fence.
Yeah, that was some weird militia shit going on over there. I don't know why he was still in that town. I don't know why you're still in that town. You get out.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I think he was infected.
You think?
I think he was infected.
He may have been at that point.
And ran his truck through the fence.
I don't know. He may have been at that point.
Freeze all the zombies.
Yeah,
and then
all
the government pulls out.
Yeah.
So she's strapped to this freaking bed with a bunch of other people strapped to a bed.
Yeah.
And here comes, I think it was a school principal, in fact.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
with a fucking pitchfork, boys. Which is where you get the scene, the image from the...
Yeah, that's the cover.
Yeah,
the movie art.
Movie poster, yeah.
This is the guy
He's
with the pitchfork.
dragging, which is a pretty cool scene because you hear the scraping of the pitchfork before he gets there.
Amazing.
That's legit.
God, it's amazing.
And then he starts one at a time stabbing these freaking people, which is freaking wild.
Yeah.
Because they're just, no. Next.
You know, I loved about this movie, something that you don't see in a lot of movies, is the anti-jump scares.
Yes.
They had these really creepy fucking scenes where the camera would pan and you would see somebody in the background and you're like, oh, God, they're about to jump out. They're about to do something. They're about to come up from the cloud. You never see that happen.
Oh.
They're in the background, they're gone, and then it cuts away and someone else is doing something and you hear a scream.
I skipped the corner.
Skip the corner? What about him?
When he goes to check the corner?
Ape shit after? Yeah.
You find out took somebody. Not just that, he took somebody and sewed their mouth closed
and their eyes
closed, which is But the worst possible thing someone could say after you cut the strands on their mouth
behind you.
How did he know?
He can't see. He might have heard.
So then the coroner comes after him with a fucking meat saw.
Yeah. He's trying to do an autopsy and dissect bodies, so he has all these fucking tools in there. And then apparently in the midst of that, he decided that the virus was going to start fucking taking over, and he turned completely homicidal to a coroner. That's got to be really shitty. That's like being on a diet and there's nothing for you to eat anywhere.
Yeah,
because you're homicidal, but you're surrounded by people who are already dead.
Yeah.
That's got to be shitty.
But then they get in a fight. The meat saw ends up eating the fucking coroner up. The coolest part is he drops the saw and it takes off across the floor. And Timothy Oliphant is continuing to back away. Knock it off its path.
Move it. Fucking stand up.
Kick it.
Stand up.
Kick it.
Do something. You don't just keep fucking.
But thankfully, Russell walks in and steps on the cord
and just starts and just like
right by his crotch.
Oh yeah, it's about to fucking give him a circumcision. Yeah, he better hope she's pregnant because it's not happening.
It's not happening after that.
Yeah, it's not fucking happening. But Russell saves him in the nick of time.
So and fast forward back to where we were before. So you get He comes in and saves the wife at the last minute.
Yeah.
Smokes your boy. Gets her undone. And now they got to try to get the fuck out of the town.
Yeah, they're trying to get the hell away from
Which you find out the local hillbillies are just fucking knocking people off like it's cool.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're infected.
I don't think they're infected either. I think they're taking advantage of a zombie apocalypse as a way for them to run around and fucking shoot people and do retarded crap.
Yeah.
Like, let's just go do some stupid shit.
Yeah.
I really do. I don't think they're infected at this point.
So, yeah, because they're talking.
They're still very coherent, and they're loading up the other bodies in the bed of the truck.
Yeah. Which makes me wonder if the military didn't give them a fucking contract on it.
Yeah.
Like a bounty on people.
Well, yeah, you hunt people down, and we'll give you $50 a head.
Yeah.
Some crazy shit like that. You can't put it past them. Yep. I wouldn't put it past them.
So they come across your girl. I forget her name already.
Stuff.
The one that gets hung up.
Oh, they come across Becca.
Becca, yeah. Come across Becca, which makes your fourth survivor.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, something weird with all zombies movies.
Yeah, I know, it's weird. They come across Becca after they run across the first guy's wife and son, though.
I think so.
Or is it after?
I believe it's right before, if I'm not mistaken.
Because, they take your girl. They take Judy and tie her to a fucking chair.
Yeah.
Which was the woman infected or not?
She was. You could see it in her face.
Yeah, but she was still talking, incoherent.
I don't think it had taken over her completely at that point yet. I think she was in the early stages of the homicidal tendencies and not actually beginning to degenerate, like all her bones and muscles and shit like that.
Here's a big question. Was she just infected or was she in the next stage of infection? Because her husband was the first infected, remember?
Yeah.
Therefore, she's been exposed longer.
She would have been in the same household, drinking the same water, and have that infection in her.
Yeah.
So, do you think there's potentially... You're
next
saying
level.
that it's the next level, like the genes have mutated, and they've regained some kind of coherent thought process, but still maintain the homicidal...
tendencies, yeah. Kind of like The Happening, but to other people.
Okay, I can see that. And then you could always...
Maybe that's why the hillbillies were shooting people.
Could be. You could also chalk that up to the fact of... them zoning out and spacing out is like the initial effect of the virus actually entering your system.
Yep. Yeah.
Could be. It might not be its final stage. It might just be the effects of it first entering your system.
It may open up like your worst thoughts. Like those hillbillies, maybe they've always wanted to do it, but they've kind of suppressed it, and now it's opening that up to their mind.
I just think it's a big fault, though. Like, if you look at military and biological weapons, if you could engineer a disease that would make you homicidal, why don't you just engineer a disease that will make you suicidal?
Yeah, The Happening. Just don't make it about global warming.
I was about to say, there was an underlying message in that movie that was not exact.
I know. That's the only thing I didn't care for about that movie.
Yeah.
Because look, guys, we'll be the first to tell you we don't get political on this show. But that's one thing I don't like in a movie. Don't shove a message down my throat. Whether I agree with it or not. Whether I agree with it or not, don't shove a fucking message down my throat.
I completely agree with it.
I go to watch movies to enjoy myself, to get away from politics and life.
All the fucking bullshit.
Just like I come to listen to podcasts and watch YouTube videos to get away from politics.
Yeah, we don't listen to political crap on those platforms because we want something that's... and the reason we stay so far away from that is because who the fuck are we?
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
Exactly. We're just two dumbasses talking about horror movies.
Who the hell cares what the hell we think? I mean... We don't have to agree on everything, but people don't seem to see it that way.
Exactly.
So we tend to appreciate movies that steer clear of that
kind of thing.
Yeah, as much as possible.
So from there, they get in the car, and they've got to wear out. They're in a fucking car.
They are in a car. In a 1973 cop car.
Yeah, which is awesome. It's also a callback to the original.
It's a throwback to the original movie.
They end up, there's a helicopter chasing them, a fucking Apache.
Yeah.
Chases them into a car wash, which is a freaking terrifying way.
I'm sorry, but there's very few broad daylight scary scenes that happen in movies. They did amazing.
A car wash is terrifying.
The car wash is, yeah.
Which comes to the greatest quote in this whole fucking movie. When your boy starts shooting the shotgun out the window, he goes, "What are you doing?" I saw a movement.
I saw movement.
Everything's fucking moving.
Yeah. It's true. They're in the middle of a fucking car wash. It's moving all over the fucking car.
Everything's moving.
Yeah.
Now, they get out. But poor girl in the back seat, there's a I don't know if you'll call them zombies or not. There's a crazy maybe?
The Crazies.
Yeah.
The crazy.
There's a crazy on top of the car who wraps a hose around her neck.
Yeah, he does.
And she just gets jerked out of his car and just instantly breaks her fucking neck.
Yeah.
That was a crazy ass death scene, man.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's for your inventive death. You love inventive kill scenes.
Oh, a lot of them in here were great.
A lot of them were.
So
they wind up. They get out of the car to go check on your girl. The Apache fucking circles back around and blows the fucking car up. Now, probably good that they were out of the car, because if they'd have continued driving down the road, that Apache was catching them.
Oh,
you're fucking done.
Yeah. So they're traveling down the road,
walking. They're on foot now.
Yeah. And they see a car. They see a vehicle approaching.
It's a blacked out SUV.
Yeah, which government style.
Government style, automatically.
So instead of trying to stop it, Russell, who by this point you realize is starting to lose his shit.
Yeah, he's starting to go out there a little bit.
Yeah, he throws a spike strip across the road.
That was left over from when his vehicle was spiked earlier in the movie.
This thing just goes fucking...
Oh, he destroys the fucking vehicle.
Yeah, it just flips and crazy shit.
Crawling out of the wreckage and the carnage is a government official.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure why he was in the hot zone. Typically, those guys are usually on the outskirts of these things.
Probably playing cleanup.
Could be.
Going to do a sweep.
I'll say a lot of times, typically, like your suit and tie guys are on the outskirts of this. They don't send them into the hot zone.
I don't think he was really official. I think he looked more like an agent. You know what I mean?
Just but he's not a frontline guy.
Yeah.
He's not an infantry guy.
Maybe he left his phone.
Yeah.
Might have left his phone. That's embarrassing.
I can't tell anybody about this. I got to go back and get my phone.
Go back and get it. Because at this point, nobody's planning. What are they going to do? Nuke the place?
Yeah. So he's climbing out of the carnage, and David confronts him. Obviously, he punches him a couple of times. He starts yelling at him, telling him what's going on. That's where you get the exposition that if 48 hours, either you're dead or you don't have it.
Yeah.
And he says, it's been 3 days. We're good. So you're going to help us. And he's like, okay,
fucking Russell
I'm gonna fucking
him.
help you. Pow! Out of the fucking blue. Russell fucking headshot. And David turns around. He's starting to realize that Russell's fucking off losing the fucking deep end. And he says, I told you I wanted to talk to him. He says, you talked?
Yeah.
And walks the fuck away like everything's cool. Now Russell puts the fucking gun down, leans it up against the car, and starts checking out the car, at which point David walks up and sneakily grabs the gun and walks back to the road with Liz. They're standing there when Russell comes out, and he's like, I'm going to hold on to this for a while, which is not, that's totally inconspicuous, David.
Yeah.
We get you. We get you. I'm going to hold on to this gun because I don't fucking trust you right now.
Right.
So that leads to a confrontation between Russell and David. Guns are drawn. Things go back and forth. Russell winds up with the weapon, and David and Liz are walking in front of him.
Yeah.
As they're walking in front of him, you could tell is that clash moment where you realize, yep, Russell's done.
Yeah.
Because he's got the fucking rifle and he just starts popping off the face. He says, this fucking gun's heavy. Kapow, kapow.
Yeah.
Throws the
gun aside. You know who Russell reminds me of?
Who's that?
Ben Foster, the actor. You ever seen him? He was in, what was he, a mechanic? He was the protege in the mechanic.
With Jason Statham?
Yeah, he's the protege in that one.
Yeah.
He was in 310 to Yuma. He plays the crazy guy.
Okay.
With the Schofields.
I can see that.
They remind me of each other. He'd have been good in this role as well. They both have that look to them where they could both be like really good guys, or they could both be kind of fucking psycho.
Psycho in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Psycho in a heartbeat. Kind of like
your ex-wife?
Christian Bale. Yeah, that happened. Christian Bale in American Psycho.
Yeah.
Where he plays as calm, cool, collected, but then you get snapped at a fucking instant you don't realize. And that's like Russell's like trying to be cool, but he comes to the realization
that he's sick.
And he even says, I'm not right, am I? And David's like, no, you're not. And he says, well, can I please just walk with you guys just a little while longer?
Yeah.
Because he knows it's numbered. It's done.
Yeah,
he's sick.
His days are
he knows what's going to happen. Yep. So when they approach the military...
I got to give it to him. He goes out like a fucking boss.
That's what I was about to say. Dude's a hero. They approach the military barrier.
Checkpoint, yeah.
There's a checkpoint where they're stopping vehicles from going back and forth. They're trying to block off the fucking road. It's a blockade. They want to quarantine and kill. That's the fucking purpose of this mission.
And David tells me, he goes, we'll never make it past there. He goes, you can if you go this way and they're watching
because they're looking at me. And David comes to the realization that he's about to self-sacrifice himself so that David and Liz can go on, which... he does in spectacular fashion. He really does. He's like, fuck it. If somebody's got to live, I know it's not going to be. I'm already sick. Fuck it. I loved that he had enough left in him. He wasn't turned fully, which is why it's so fucking heartbreaking. Because when he has the fucking pistol that David hands back to him, he ducks behind the fucking car. He actually takes the magazine out and unloads the fucking round.
Yeah.
So he's got a fucking empty.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to lose his shit and kill an innocent
He knows that
soldier.
He knows that he doesn't want to fucking kill people. He just wants that diversion. Yep.
I'm sure he understands that a lot of these guys aren't there with nefarious means. They're just doing a job.
Yeah.
Because just like the soldier they called earlier, he's like, dude, I didn't sign up for this shit.
Yeah. And I mean, look, he is at that point, Russell's the only deputy of this town. He gets that, okay, I may not always agree with this, but this is from my boss. Yeah. You're the head of this shit.
It's their duty.
I got to do what I'm supposed to do. So he starts walking forward. They give him several commands. It's stop walking, get down, stop walking. He reaches back. He pulls a fucking gun. Shoot. Fire just brigade everywhere. It goes down. Smokes the fuck out of him. He falls down. They approach him, kick the gun away from him, and his last words on screen, which was fucking bad, says, fuck you for what you did.
That's it.
And you never see Russell again.
Yep, and you hear the shot. You hear the gunshot.
You hear the gunshot.
You see the barrel come over his face, and you hear the gunshot.
Where it pans to David and Liz making their escape, and you hear the gunshot, and you know.
So they end up at this random-ass truck stop.
Yes.
Which is on the backside of the barricade.
Yeah.
But you have infected there.
Yeah, they're on the other side of the roadblock, and there's already people that are infected on the other side of the roadblock. Was that a miss? Did they sweep wrong and not fucking hit?
Yeah, I don't understand that.
There was a fuck up somewhere along that line, because they made it past the barricade, which the whole point of that fucking barricade is to stop the infected from moving back and forth. They missed this fucking gas station.
But he alludes to that's where he was after he was taken. Because he said this place was crawling with people earlier.
Yeah, well, there is a gate at the edge of this, because remember, Liz stays outside the gas station at first.
Yeah.
And she finds the school buses and stuff.
Full of people that's dead, yeah.
Maybe people escaped whenever they were trying to fucking kill, before they were burning them.
Yeah, but those were the employees in the gas station.
One of them was a trucker.
Okay, well, still, I mean.
Yeah, so bad sweep, plot hole, movie. I mean, just movie it, dude. Because thing of it is apparently this blockade is not effective.
No,
it's really not.
It's kind of like a U.S. Mexico border crossing.
And of course, also maybe that was you and I digging too much into that and looking into that as far okay, well, you made it to a safe zone, you should be safe. Maybe that would explain the end of the movie a little bit more.
Yeah,
it would explain that final scene just a smidge more.
Well, it's kind of like I say, it's kind of like a U.S. Mexico border crossing. You can have people every mile.
Yeah,
but if you have nobody between those, you're not going to stop it.
You're not going to stop it.
You know
exactly.
What I mean? So I don't know. It's just weird to me.
Yeah,
they only block the road.
I get where you're coming from, and I think that we could chalk that up to just the movie and explaining later on towards the end of it. So they get into the gas station. You get another non-jump scare.
Yeah.
You get Liz. She's trying to get some water and get a couple of things put together, and the camera pans, and you see dude standing in the background just staring at her.
Yeah, which is fucking creepy.
Creepy as shit. She moves, and when she walks back around the counter, of course, he's gone.
Yeah.
And immediately, horror movie. He's about to jump out from behind the counter. He's about to jump. Nope.
Yep.
Doesn't happen like that.
Nothing happens till they get to where they find the truck.
Yeah.
David gets attacked. She's up in the truck.
Yeah.
And your boy comes in that fucking truck, and when he sticks his head in, she smokes the piss out of him.
She does. Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, she does one of the most ingenious things that happened in this movie. It's like one of those abducted things that you think people would do when they're being abducted. She opened up the other side of the fucking truck, but she never exited.
Yeah.
She stayed in the back and waited, and when he climbed through, he looked at the other door thinking, oh, she ran out the other side of the cab. She's sitting down, crouched in the fucking corner, and pow! Smokes a motherfucker. Meanwhile, David's
lighting your boy on fire.
David's lighting the fucking the other zombies on fire and shit.
So they take off and they're going, and you start hearing a countdown on the radio that David picked up. And they're like, what happens when he gets to 0? And he's like, I don't know. And she's like, speed up.
Yeah. She's like, something's happening. You need to get the fuck.
Here's the thing.
They just killed the blockade.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just killed the blockade. I said that whenever I watched the movie. I said, those fucking army guys are sitting out there dead.
There's no way they got out of there.
They're fucking dead.
There's no way they got out of there in time.
No.
They just sacrificed other people right there.
Yeah.
And they still had probably people in the town.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know
I'm sure they did.
Anyways, when it gets to 0, you realize they drop a fucking nuke on the town.
They nuked this motherfucker. Quarantine and kill, dude.
Yeah. Which, in a zombie situation, I get it.
I understand. I might not be happy with it, but I understand the necessity for it.
Not to mention, and it was one of my thoughts, too. You have a lot of military personnel, especially like this guy who's like, I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
That's going to talk.
Oh, God, yeah. They're blindly following orders, and you get out of it, you can't imagine the PTSD.
Oh, not just that.
Dude, it's one thing. It is one thing, and I mean, I've never served in the military. You have family in the military. I have family in the military. But it's one thing to go overseas and be engaged in combat with somebody who's shooting back at you.
Yeah,
it's another thing to be deployed to a civilian population where they're just sitting ducks, and you're just going in there with a mission to kill.
Yeah,
that's got to be a mind fuck.
Well, not just that. They're going to say something. They're going to tell the public.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to come out and tell the public.
Oh, they're going to have 2 or 3 of them that are going to tell the public, and then they're going to randomly commit suicide in the jail cell.
Yeah.
And then they're going to be like, oh, these crazy conspiracy theorists, they don't know what they're talking about.
While the camera's out.
Why would they do this shit? Yeah. I don't know. What happened to the cameras in here? I don't know. They go out every Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Just in time for the new shipment of people who like to talk
so
too much.
The nuke goes off, blows the fucking 18-wheeler that they're driving all over the road. And then
they climb out.
They climb out, yep.
They start walking, and you see the camera pan back, and it says the containment protocol has been extended, and they are still well within that circle.
Yeah.
Play Call of Duty, it's like the opposite of Battle Royale.
Yeah.
The circle didn't get smaller. It got
bigger.
It got bigger. And movie.
Love this movie.
Great movie.
I like this movie, honestly, mostly for nostalgic reasons. First time I ever watched this movie, we picked the DVD up at Walmart on our way down to our camp.
All right.
And me, my wife, and her cousin sat there, and it was our first trip to the camp, I think by ourselves. We were young. And I don't even think we were married
like
yet.
A fucking flashback. We were young.
Yeah. We were.
You're about to like dive into this.
I don't think we were married yet.
Really?
Yeah. And just, you know what? We'd sit back, get in there late. Let's watch a horror movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know I mean? So through this on, so every time I think about this, I think of a fun weekend at the camp.
That's what's up. Well, see, I get that nostalgic reason for it.
You know what I mean?
Where are you going at as far as ratings?
Oh,
did you give the Rotten Tomatoes?
No, I did not give the Rotten Tomatoes.
I do not think you did, sir.
So Rotten Tomatoes scored this a 71%.
Okay.
Audience score gave it a 56%.
Which I'm kind of surprised
about. I like this movie.
Yeah, I thought a lot more people enjoyed this movie than what.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still considered fresh, but
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple of plot holes that we did talk about during the movie, but as far as the movie as a whole, you can't take.
It's a fun movie.
It is.
I mean, it's kind of an action horror.
Yeah.
I mean, which all zombie type movies are.
Oh yeah, usually because you got to get the fucking cool action shots of you killing zombies, otherwise it's not a fucking zombie movie.
Exactly. And I didn't get a chance to go through many of the bad
reviews and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I can only imagine what they have to say. It's probably like all ridiculous. The incoherence all the more disappointing because Eisner displays a great deal of raw talent for the genre's tone and set pieces.
What?
How was it incoherence? The movie was pretty damn coherent. I don't know. I think people just look for things. And look,
they really scored this low because it wasn't controversial enough.
Uncontroversial directions. You people are watching the wrong movies. There's controversial shit out there. Go watch it. This is a fucking zombie movie.
A tired retread that recycles every horror cliche used from Wes Craven to Romero himself.
No.
That's why horror fans like horror movies.
I'm saying no. You can't take points away for horror cliches. They're called horror cliches for a fucking reason.
Right?
No, you can't shit on that's like shitting on a Jason Bourne movie. Was like, oh no, he punched a guy too many times. That's been done over and over again. Well, no shit.
Mediocre acting and a tired plot line ruins what's left of the movie.
Yeah.
Mediocre acting?
You guys are crazy. I'm not going to call you out, but I'm staring at your name and you, ma'am, are crazy.
Yeah, you're out your damn box.
You done lost your mind.
Go watch Les Miserables.
Yeah, go watch something controversial and fucked up. Then you can
artsy-fartsy. Yeah.
Great. So did you see the movie Cats? Oh my god, I gave it like 110%.
Yeah. So where you at on this one?
I asked you first. Don't try to divert on me, sir. I've already got my score in my head.
I'm thinking 42.
God damn, really? I'm way lower than that.
Really?
I'm at a 37.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm at a 37 for a couple of the different plot holes that I saw. I think I would have liked to have seen a little bit. The storyline was there. It was. I like the storyline. I think the zombies could have been done a little bit differently if we're going to go down that trope of it being a zombie movie.
Yeah, but it's not a zombie movie.
It technically, neither is Motel Hell, but there were zombies in it.
Not technically,
but that was the whole fucking basis behind it. They were trying to make that's what they were trying to do.
It was a funny movie.
It was a good movie.
Comedy.
I love, but you can't deny the fact that even though they weren't real zombies, they were supposed to be metaphorically zombies. Correct? Yeah. That was the whole point behind it. You cannot tell me that the Crazies were not meant to be a metaphor for zombies. You can't sit there and tell me that. You can't sit there and tell me that. Yeah, not with a straight face.
That's an off-putting thing though, because. Here's the thing.
That's one of the reasons why I took things away from this movie is because when you see the trailer for this movie, you get hyped up for one thing. This movie was good. It was not what I expected as far. And I remember from the first time I watched it, I'm like, these aren't fucking zombies.
So tell me, because in the beginning you said I like when they do this with zombies, where they can use weapons.
I enjoyed the weapons and the intelligence of the zombies, but they were not the typical zombie horde that you think of when you think of a zombie horror movie.
You wouldn't have a zombie horde. It's a small town.
You'd have enough of a horde. The biggest horde they had was in the gates whenever they were piling everybody up.
Yeah, which the army probably dispatched before they left.
Yeah.
You had two guys with a fucking Ma Deuce probably on top of a Humvee laying people down.
Yeah.
I mean, there was probably dead people in windrows out there.
It could be.
So you're not going to have your stereotypical horde. You didn't have a big enough population center for that.
You had enough of a population to have a bigger horde than that. They could have.
If they spread out, once they spread out, and it's such a big countryside with not that many people, you're not going to see big groups.
You could have postponed the government's interference with it to where you would have had that horde prior to the government getting there.
Yeah, but I like the idea of having them come in because now you have two sets of dangers.
I did too, but it was, it was a dual. I get that.
The stakes.
I did too, but it was something that I don't think needed to happen as early as it did in the movie. I think that there could have been more alluding to that prior to the actual build-up for it.
Then you'd have to extend the runtime because everything that's in there with the government in there needed to be in there. It made the movie what it was.
Yeah, I get it.
Because not only are they trying to avoid zombies, they're trying to escape the government soldiers.
Yeah, I get it.
You know what I mean? So, and you wouldn't want too much more of a fucking runtime than an hour and 41 minutes.
No, not for this type of movie.
You know what I mean? So you had to cut one way or another. I'd rather this cut.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I don't think it's a bad movie. I don't think that my score is unfair or fucked up. I really don't think it's that bad. I think you just like to argue for the sake of arguing.
I do.
That's just how I do. Look, the movie was good. It was a fun movie. I've watched it a couple of times. There are things I would like to see it done differently. I don't.
Did I say 42 or 43?
What you said 42.
Okay.
I think that it had more of the action feel than the horror feel.
Yeah.
And
which I like.
I like in some instances. There were things about this I liked. I even talked to you about things I liked about this movie. But when I want a horror movie, I want those elements.
True.
There's elements that were missing from this movie that I wanted in a horror movie.
Yeah, I get that. All right, guys, I'm giving it a 42.
He doesn't know what the fuck it's
about. He's giving it a 37 because he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, we score 0 to 50 because we're assholes. Find us on YouTube, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Pandora, and iTunes.
All the places.
Yep, that's right. Please like the videos if you like them on the podcast. Please subscribe or follow us.
Comment, leave us some shit.
Feel free to follow us on multiple platforms, guys. Every little bit helps out.
Yeah, we be everywhere.
That's it. All right, guys, we're out of here.